What's going on, gamers? So I don't know if you guys remember what I said. This happened quite a bit ago, not even this year. Um, but this video came up recently because I think it's a re-upload or that other one went down. But there's a lot of negativity going on towards Bobby too. And I think people are always going to do that because of some stuff that happened at Activision. But that's not what this is about. A lot of people wanted me to uh, show them what I meant also as well. And I was also telling people that there was a video about a meeting with him and Satya, and that we need to listen to what he says so that we can see how this plays out to right now. And this is not a negative video. I'm not coming in here to bash anything. I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about because I don't like uh, people thinking that I'm just talking to say something. It's like, no, no, no. I'm going to show you guys another angle of what I was talking about when it comes to certain people don't agree with Microsoft stepping into gaming rather than Xbox just being Xbox. Bobby Kotick likes gaming being what it is without Microsoft stepping in and all that with Gamepass. He doesn't like that idea. So we're going to see that in this video, and then we're going to hear some stories. And then there's another story about Phil Spencer getting potentially hired by Bobby Kotick, but that doesn't end up happening because he got the head of Xbox. So yeah, let's dive into this and let's just look at this angle. Remember, this is not a negative video. I'm not bashing anything. We're just looking at other aspects. This is pretty interesting. I don't think a lot of people have seen this either. Here we go.
From the outside, already be productively joined at the hip for a long period of time.
It's not from the outside, it's from the inside.
Awesome. And final question. So did you learn anything from Satya? If you become CEO of some big enterprise at scale again, you learn anything from him or went up close to him that you might copy?
He is an incredible CEO. Incredible. And I would say the things that really, and I didn't know him very well, but he has incredible empathy, like wicked intellect, which you would expect, but, because Bill would and Bomber would never.
So we see what Kotick is saying about him. He actually respects him. He likes him. He says he's actually an intelligent person. He does have empathy. And he's an incredible CEO. And for what he turned Microsoft into, I have to agree. You know what I mean? His results are really good. Now, as for gaming, let's see what Kotick has to say after this. It gets interesting. We want the full story here. It's just something to look at. You know what I mean? We're not sitting here and we're not ever going to downplay Satya. No, he's a genius. And like he said, he has wicked intellect. And I agree with him. He is like that. And he was chosen because of that.
Never tolerate anybody that doesn't have just wicked intellect.
Yeah.
But he gets right to the priorities. Mm-hmm. It's like the clarity with which he sees like what needs to get done is incredible. I mean, I just look at what he's done with AI. He realized that they were deficient in talent. He realized they were deficient in technology. And he just seized on Sam.
Bet big.
Really big.
Bet early.
In a structure that actually...
Did you see what he just said about AI? This was around this time, guys. Kotick already knew about this.
Couldn't get easily attacked by government because he knew like he was going to be under the microscope. And then brings in Mustafa and made sure he had a backup bet. And, the only thing actually that surprised me is like one of the big opportunities I thought was going to come out of this was it's very hard to find talent in the video game business, and especially really good technical talent. And then if you look in like certain disciplines, AI, machine learning, data analytics, even harder. If you love games and you have that capability, we can get you. But if you want to solve big, complex AI and machine learning problems, we can't get you. Meta's going to get you, Google's going to get you. Now, like Perplexity and OpenAI are going to get you, but we're having a hard time. I thought we'd be able to tap into all these enterprise people,
right?
And they had 200,000 amazingly talented people, and I thought, like, we'll get them because we're like the fun part of the business. We couldn't. We still can't figure out how to. It's not even a we. It's like they don't seem like
Microsoft Gaming, you're saying?
Well, like for Activision Blizzard within gaming at Microsoft, they haven't been able to tap into the talent pool.
It's kind of
any of it.
It's kind of a 20-year history of kind of empires with.
You see what he's saying about the struggle for AI, and now you see the major focus on AI going on. This is why this segment right here is important. There's a lot more coming that's even more important. It gets interesting, but we kind of get the idea here. And I've been off the camera because we're seeing this, but you guys know this is important though.
Within the company that don't cross over.
Yeah, because it's not business units. It's matrix, like they're product units.
Yeah. Yes.
The whole business is this funky matrix. And I guess, it works, obviously.
That's what I've been telling people with the agents and all that. Yep.
It's just not very resilient to change.
But also, crossing the divide into gaming, it's just not easy to do.
Nope.
And I was really worried that not just that the business model was going to get attacked, which that's obvious. And that was the only disagreement. We got the deal done in 3 days.
Okay.
And the only disagreement we had over the future of the operation of the business was Gamepass.
Here we go, y'all.
And I said to them,
Gamepass is one price for all subscription of otherwise $60 games.
You're saying an unlimited subscription from Microsoft for any game.
Yeah, and my view is we have a game called World of Warcraft that we have $15 a month.
For one game.
Yeah, why would I put that into a Game Pass?
Right. Yeah, where it's like with Spotify, where suddenly you get,
So automatically there was a lot of fighting and arguing going on between Bobby Kotick, Phil Spencer, Satya and all them about probably that. It doesn't necessarily have to mean bad, but just more Bobby Kotick's no, I'm not with that. And that was a big thing for Microsoft at that time to push. And it still is in a lot of ways. So we see that right now. That is never going to be an agreement. From his point of view, it's insane. Let's keep going.
50 cents a month.
Right.
And
it's for the best.
Yeah, and I said to these guys, why trade out flexible business models where you can do what's actually in the best interest of the customer? You look at Candy Crush, Candy Crush, we only monetize 2% of the audience.
Model.
And it's, when we added ads, we added another $400 million of operating income in 2 years. Why would you...
See, the thing with Kotick is he's all about that business and that profit and really winning at the game. Look at what he got Call of Duty selling yearly. That's what he's looking at. And remember, it's always people that have very huge successful franchises and know how to be at the top, make billions of dollars every year, and have World of Warcraft income coming in as well. To him, it's insane. Game Pass is insane, right? Just like the Baldur's Gate dev would say the same thing. But like I said, when it comes to winning models, they're always going to say that. So it's not like he's wrong, but we need to understand why he's saying that. But it gets even more interesting. There's more stories coming up. Let's keep going, guys.
And
why would you give it all away for one price?
You wouldn't. And
no, nobody would.
I was so sold
Microsoft just has a lot of money.
This is a funny thing with Iwata before he died. He used to say, what do you think about free-to-play game? And I was like, Iwata-san, free to start.
That's actually pretty good. He's right, because after that, here comes a whole bunch of paywalls. You don't get the whole game. And that's interesting. So him and Iwata got to hang out. Interesting.
Good. I haven't heard that. I think free-to-play mobile games now average about 25 cents an hour. So,
yeah.
In World of Warcraft, last I heard, it was about 19 cents an hour. So
26. But there's I didn't believe in that. But the beauty of your Microsoft is you can take that bet.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And so far from what I tried to I look at what happened at Disney, and when you do these things, you got Phil Spencer's a great guy. This is probably not a wise.
Here we go.
He's the Microsoft Games leader.
So I hired Phil to come run one of our business units.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he calls me up and he said, they just offered me the head of Xbox. And I said, dude,
take it.
You know what? I want you here and I would love to have you here, but that's your dream job. And so go do it. But so like I was ready to hire him to come probably be my successor. And so that was an easy part of like doing this deal too. It was like, I knew the guy.
So you guys heard that, right? He wanted to hire him to be the successor, but Phil Spencer went to be the head of Xbox because he got offered that. We're getting a lot of interesting stuff out here. And you see the story of what Kotick is telling you. We got that all right there. I know you guys are listening to that. So that's why I wanted to do this video real quick, because it gives you the full story of Activision and Microsoft as well before things fully got in sync and before Kotick left. And he's telling you stories as well. Let's continue. We're almost done.
And I thought he'd be a good
steward,
really good steward for the business for the future. And so far what I've heard is they haven't really changed too much. And there's no corporate infrastructure anymore. So it's back to like all studios. And people seem pretty happy. I mean, that's what I hear.
I'm a Microsoft fan since the 80s because of PC clones. Wintel was your friend if you were a gamer.
Yeah, well, I remember Satya's first day. I happened to be up there, and we had like a half an hour together. And he said, "What can you tell me about gaming?" And I was like, "Dude, you shouldn't be in gaming.
See,
you're not a creative company. Like, you should buy Workday or something. Like SAP."
Oof. But I think Kotick was telling him the truth about that. If you're an Xbox gamer, I think you understand what Kotick means, because he understands the gaming industry. He's been in there. He made it successful. He said, Nadella coming in there, you don't have the AI figured out. Let's think about this, guys. At the beginning of the video, I don't think you should do that. It's not going to be a flexible, profitable model. And then they had to go to PC, and then they had to go to PlayStation. Kotick was right, even though I don't respect him as a human being, but when it comes to running a business, he knows what he's talking about. He was in disagreement with Nadella interfering in gaming. But he respects everything about him outside of that. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. We've been talking about this for a while. Interesting stuff here, isn't it? Let's continue and finish this off.
Like, this is not a creative DNA company.
No.
And
they have no creativity.
And when he called to do the deal, I said the same thing to him. Like, you need us because you're not going to figure out gaming with what you have. But
guys, I'm not laughing at Marcus. I'm just laughing at Kotick because he's funny. He's being real with them, though. You see what he just said? That's why I told you too. They had to haggle to get him out. He was not with any of that. We see this now. We really know what was going on at Activision. And I think he wanted to pull people with him away, too, that did not agree with that. And I knew eventually there was going to be some shakeups to a certain extent.
Is this really the priority? And he said, we really like this. And I can't tell you the other thing that I pitched him because it was confidential, but I had an idea that was a bigger idea. And he didn't want to go for that. But he liked this idea. And
80 billion is still bite-sized.
It's not even consequential to the financials.
It's crazy.
I always figured anything under 5% of your enterprise value is kind of a whim and an experiment.
But you know what? I would have been okay with Meta. I would have been okay with Amazon. Like any place where there's talent.
Right.
And I didn't think...
Talent and a platform.
Yeah.
Nice to be connected to a platform.
And that goes without saying. But like talent to me was like something that was so important. And I also like founders. Satya is unusual as a CEO because he has founder mentality.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very hard thing to find in a professional CEO.
He also has teamwork mentality, which is pretty different from Microsoft.
Yep.
Yeah, it is very different. That's unlocked a ton of value for them. But I didn't think Amazon could get a deal done with this government. I didn't think Meta could get a deal done. Apple is like, I knew that after Beats, they would never buy another thing. And so...
Yeah, Apple wants to pay monopoly pricing, which is they're the monopolist. And
So that's the way that ends. And they're going to talk about going to dinner. So there we have it, y'all. I gave you guys that story that I said. I was going to give you, I don't know if a lot of people knew about that, but interesting stuff. Let me know what you guys think about this, okay? Like I said, this isn't a video about me being negative. I'm just sharing exactly what he said, and then I'm commenting on it. So there you go. That's what Kotick thought. And think about what he said now, and let's look here now. What do you think he was right or wrong about? All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Later.